Hey everybody, Zach Wolfe here with another great Top 5 Tuesday. This week on Top 5 Tuesday, it's the top 5 mistakes lawyers make in jury selection. Now, if you're a lawyer who tries cases to a jury on a regular basis, you don't need to watch this video. This is really more for people like me who don't get to try cases to a jury all that often. I have a business litigation practice. Most of my cases settle, so you get kind of rusty and it can be kind of awkward. But I've got some tips to help make it easier. Number 5 is don't get confused and focus too much on finding the jury panel members who are good for your case. I think sometimes lawyers focus too much on getting the jurors they want rather than excluding the jurors they don't want. What it's really about is identifying the people who have attitudes about your case who are likely to hurt you. So focus on that. The number 4 common mistake in jury selection is focusing too much on using the process to make your arguments about the case instead of finding the people you don't want on your jury. Now, I recognize that you do want to start, even in jury selection, developing some themes, so that's fine. But I think a lot of lawyers spend too much of their time talking in jury selection and not enough time listening and getting the people on the jury panel to talk. Number 3, getting too stressed out about the jury panel expressing attitudes that are hostile to your case. Look, that's what you want. You want to find out who on that panel has strong attitudes that are likely to hurt your client. So don't worry if you get people talking and you get a lot of negative attitudes about your client's case. That's okay. Use that to identify the people you don't want on your jury. And also, you can use that as an opportunity to turn it around. If you're asking a hypothetical, for example, and you're getting bad answers for your client, change the hypothetical a little bit. I'll give you an example. If it's a trade secrets case and your client is accused of stealing trade secrets, and you get people on the jury panel talking about how bad it is to take documents from your employer, ask them, well, what if the facts were different and the evidence showed that the employee never used the documents that were taken? See what they say about that. Now, be careful. That's a distinction you should only make if the evidence in your case is actually going to support that distinction. So make sure that the hypotheticals you use to turn these attitudes around are going to be supported by the evidence you plan to offer. Number 2, trying to ask too many questions in the jury selection process. I think this is a common mistake. If you try to ask too many questions, you're going to rush through the process and you're not going to get the kind of feedback that you really want. You need to be able to have time to dig in and get people talking and make sure you find out what their attitudes really are. And finally, the number 1 mistake to avoid in jury selection: not taking the time to probe the responses that you get on the key issues that apply to your case. This is really related to number 2. I said in number 2, don't try to ask too many questions. It's better to ask maybe just 2 or 3 questions, or even 1 question, and spend a lot of time actually talking with people on the panel so that you get a sense of what they really think about that issue. And even if you don't get to all the other questions you had, you'll have better results than if you ask a whole bunch of questions and just get very simple, short or one-word answers. So what I recommend is make your list of questions in priority order. Put the top priority questions first. And if you don't get all the way through your list, that's okay. So those are my top 5 mistakes to avoid in jury selection. Do you have any ideas on something I may have missed or a comment? Hey, let me know. And thanks for watching.